You're watching Kenosha Community Television.
Welcome to Gateway Connection, the program that offers an inside look at the people, programs, and efforts of Gateway Technical College to connect with the communities, people, and industry it serves. Gateway Connection.
Hello, I'm Jayne Herring and welcome to Gateway Connections. We have a really fun program for you today. We're going to be hearing about our information technology programming. We're going to start the program with that, but please make sure to stay tuned because you'll hear more about one of our newly named star ambassadors for the college, a representative of the college that will go to Madison at a leadership conference, and she's got a great story to tell. And I know we're all thinking about spring and getting outside, and what better way to think about it than to talk to Kate Jerome about getting our gardens going this spring. And we'll wrap up our program today with an award-winning interior design program design that was recently at the NARI show. So let's get going right away with our information technology programs.
Look at that, synchronized right up for us.
Good. Students of Gateway Technical College's IT program have their choice of 5 different degrees, each specializing in a unique area of the IT field.
The first program is Computer Support Specialist, and this is a program you would go into if you really love tinkering with computers and also like helping people, educating them on how to use them. The networking, there's 2 different programs. One is the network specialist. This would be the person who would install a network, work on the infrastructure, troubleshooting network issues, as well as administering what are called servers, which are the computers that everybody connects to. The other networking degree is network security, and a network security specialist is responsible for ensuring that the network is secure, isn't being hacked into, isn't suffering any viruses. Then we have our software developer program, and obviously a software developer creates programs for business use, game programs, mobile devices, and then the last one is a web developer. The web developer, a web developer creates web pages, but also creates those web pages not so much from a design aspect, but from a programming aspect, so they work on all of our different devices.
I chose the IT program because I wanted to learn a new skill. And what's great about the IT program is there's 5 different areas.
So when I first started at Gateway, I knew that I wanted to do more hardware and software, and a lot of the advisors told me to say, hey, try the computer support specialist. And I really liked being hands-on and doing a lot of the hardware, software, removing hard drives, and working with people, and the customer service aspect was crucial.
And that's floppy disk.
Yeah.
We stress hands-on learning. So in every single program, the coursework that you'll do, you will actually put into practice what you're learning. So for example, in the computer support specialist or CSS, you will literally fix computers. You will get your hands in there, troubleshooting software. In networking, you will actually install networks. In programming, you're going to write programs. We have completely furnished computer labs with all of the software that you need, all of the hardware.
The facilities are fantastic. Being in IT, technology is always just expanding and growing. And so I think Gateway is very aware of that.
It was just really great. You could go in at any time. You could schedule times where you could like pick up a computer, or by chance go in there and the computers are up to date. They're always being monitored and always set up and ready to go, which was really nice.
For my 3 years here, they've gone above and beyond, and I'm just always enamored when I come into a new class, a new semester, and they're like, oh, we got new computers. It's like, wow, it's like a new toy.
Gateway offers flexible scheduling in an effort to accommodate everyone. Day, evening, and online classes are offered.
Our offerings are all over, meaning you can come at daytime, you can come at night. Pretty much all of our classes are offered online. There's what are called hybrids, where you maybe meet half the time in the classroom and then the other time it's online. So we have intense flexibility.
Gateway has partnered with area four-year colleges and universities to ensure that credits earned will be accepted towards further education.
We have many articulation agreements, or sometimes we call them 2+2s, with different schools. For example, MSOE in Milwaukee. A student could graduate with one of our degrees and walk into MSOE junior status.
And so I will be going on for my bachelor's degree, my 4-year degree, and the beauty about Gateway is they're going to be accepting 66 of my 67 credits. So I'm going to be starting as a junior, which is fantastic.
If you're thinking, okay, I'm going to get this associate's degree and I'm going to get that first job, you should be looking to get that bachelor's degree within the next 2 or 3 years, because that will help you advance even more. So the IT field is absolutely positively going to be one of the highest demands.
The huge thing that Gateway Technical College really suited me up for well with the job, and my project manager, my network engineer will attest, is that huge customer service base that Gateway really had for the program. Without that, I think that's something that I wouldn't be as good as I am with my job today.
In 2010 is when I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosa. It is a vision impairment, and my vision is slowly and progressively getting worse. And after attaining either my bachelor's or my master's, I do want to go on and help others with similar disabilities, put technology in their hands to help them be the best that they can be.
If you would like to learn more about Gateway's IT program, please go to gtc.edu/programs.
Gateway Technical College and frankly all of the colleges in the 16-district technical college system has a program called Star Ambassadors. We have a competition where we invite students to come in, tell us their story about Gateway, how they feel Gateway has changed their life, and then we pick one to serve as the overall district ambassador, and we also have 3 that are chosen to represent our 3 main campuses within the Gateway District. We're going to hear now from the overall winner, Jaquita Hughes, and she has been named our Star Ambassador for Gateway Technical College.
My name is Jaquita Hughes. I'm 33 years old and a mother of 4 beautiful girls ages 10 to 16. I am in my 2nd year at Gateway and enrolled full-time in the Human Services program. I plan to graduate in December with certificates in AODA, aspects of disabilities, and gerontology as well. I'm currently fulfilling my internship requirements, and I'm also a part-time receptionist and tutor on campus. I started classes in the summer of 2012. I was really nervous because I hadn't been to school for a while and was worried about failing. My first semester went great. I made the dean's list and was very proud of myself. I always knew I was smart, but seeing the certificate with my name on it was the validation I needed. I decided to put forth my best effort, and I've made the dean's list every semester that I've been enrolled. I'm a proud member of Phi Theta Kappa and in the process of completing the membership requirements for the National Society of Leadership and Success. I've also been the secretary of the Human Services Club. I've learned so much about myself while attending Gateway. The instructors that I've had have challenged me to recognize my talents and capabilities. They encouraged me to come out of my shell and become a leader. I could also see the impact it was having at home. My daughters and I had study time together, and when they saw me getting good grades, it motivated them to get better grades. I didn't mind that at all. My fiance has been encouraging as well. He even enrolled in classes. Whenever I was stressed out about a test or paper, they would leave me notes with encouraging words. I love the fact that they are as proud of me as I am of them. My ultimate goal is to receive my bachelor's and master's in social work. I would like to become an advocate for individuals who have needs and don't have the ability to do it for themselves. I am learning skills and techniques to help me achieve these goals. I definitely want to provide a better future, not just for my children, but others as well. I am more confident in myself and want to help others find their greatness. I would to a potential Gateway student that this school will help you obtain a career and not just a job. The courses are designed on the field that you're interested to focus on the field that you're interested in. It's very affordable compared to most four-year and private colleges. This comes in handy with the financial needs of most people. I would also tell them that it's okay to be nervous. No one's expected to be perfect. Gateway provides so many on-campus resources such as the Learning Success Center, which provides tutoring, help for students with disabilities, and even success coaches. The instructors here are so committed to their positions and are passionate about the courses they teach. They keep you engaged and push you towards success. Students can ask questions without feeling intimidated. Also, the student body is so diverse. You come in contact with people of all walks of life. They bring different backgrounds and share experiences and ideas about how to improve our community. In fact, Gateway is so intertwined with the community that the students are a part of, there are many opportunities to give back. It could be helping local shelters or teaming with other local businesses on different projects. Plus, there are many clubs and on-campus events that keep you building your professional goals. Lastly, I will tell them to stay encouraged and determined. It will pay off. No matter the circumstances, you define who you are and what you become. Take it from me. I've been homeless, I've survived domestic abuse, had many health problems, but I'm still here. I would define success with the acronym of the letters. It means you set goals, achieve them, and learn from the ones you didn't. Use talents to be an asset, committed yourself to a worthy cause, constantly motivated to make a difference, encouraged and inspired yourself and others, surrounded yourself with positivity and smiled at the small achievements while remaining humble, stayed focused, gave your best, and didn't let anything hold you back from your dreams. If I could change anything about Gateway, I would put a fitness center on campus. Students have time between classes to spare. Why not spend it working out while waiting on the next one to start? It creates a great way for students to network even if they don't share classes. It would especially come in handy on these cold Wisconsin winter days. Another reason is that it would help us work off the awesome food that the culinary students provide us with. Plus, students who are in programs that require them to be physically fit would have a head start. The best and most important thing is becoming healthier. I should be chosen as Gateway's Star Ambassador because I would love to represent and be able to share with others how Gateway helped me gain confidence, recognize my leadership and communication skills, as well as providing me with a great education. It would mean that I have what it takes to be an advocate, which is something I'm passionate about. It would let me know that my hard work paid off. It would be an achievement for me to share with my daughters that would show them that with dedication and perseverance that anything is possible. Plus, I think that more people should be able to see this great smile. Thank you for your consideration.
And I'm joined now by Kate Jerome, who is with our horticulture program, and Dawn Marabella is joining me. We're going to double team Kate today because we're holding you responsible for bringing us spring. Mind you, we're taping this program today where it was, what, about 12 degrees this morning when we got going, snowing, going to snow again tonight. So you got a big job.
I'll try.
Well, at least you can help us think about spring and,
Right.
and how to get ready because, oh my gosh, if we've got a foot of snow that's been sitting on top of everything for the entire winter, I'm real curious about how we get going with that. Aren't you, Dawn?
Yes, I am. Can you tell us what are some of the benefits of growing and nurturing plants?
Oh, they just make you feel so good. They make you happy, they make you healthy. Whether you're going to grow plants to eat, or growing vegetables to eat, or think about smelling a daffodil this time of year.
Oh.
It just makes you feel good. It makes you feel like there's hope that something is good is going to come.
What are some of the classes you would recommend for someone who's a beginning gardener?
Well, one of the classes that we're offering this summer, it's actually running right now, but we will be offering in the summer as well, is a vegetables class. And if you have any interest whatsoever in a kitchen garden, in herbs on your windowsill, in growing anything to eat, this is the way to do it. And it is a very beginning class, and it's taught in almost a workshop style. So each class is a separate section, a separate topic, and it's minimal lecture, maximum out in the garden, playing and doing all the things we work on an urban farm, and so we have a lot of vegetables growing, and it's just a lot of fun.
Oh, it sounds fun.
That's what I think is neat is your program, of course, is for students who are looking for a career, but those same classes you're offering to the general public, right?
Exactly. One of the beauties of our program is that you can take the classes for credit and go forward with an associate degree. We have several certificates that you can take, which are just taking the program classes and not taking all the general education requirements for those people who perhaps have their degree and they want to make their lives better, or they may want to further their career. And one of the other things that is nice about the program is you can audit the classes. You don't have to take them for credit, and many people do that. They want the knowledge, they want the exposure, I guess, but they don't want to take an academic class for credit. They don't want to take the test. They don't want to do all of the extra project work. And so I usually have 2 or 3 people that audit my classes, and that gives us a wonderful mix of students, because most of the time the auditors are older students, and so I have younger students, older students. Some are coming back in after they've been gardening for 50 years.
Oh, wow.
So it's a wonderful mix that way.
And it is lower cost to audit.
Right, it's lower cost to audit, and I believe it's still 60 and over. You audit for nothing, only the program fees.
Yeah, 60 or 62. I don't have that in front of me either, but it's close. And you can find that out on our website, gtc.edu.
Right.
That's excellent. Wow. What are some of the things that are natural remedies for garden pests, such as maybe animals that tend to uproot plants? And something that won't.
And there's a list of those.
There is a list of them. There is. I suppose the best thing to think about when you're trying to keep pests out of the garden is one of my favorite gardeners. He gardens on the East Coast. Every year for his garden, he has a substantial garden, a huge one. He plants extra food for the animals, and he sets out basically a corn crib of corn and squash and all kinds of, so that the animals feed there and they don't come into the garden.
And that works?
And it works. It works
Really?
for him. You have to keep it full. You have to keep, keep providing the food.
Wow.
But basically, trying to keep them out of your garden, when they see something that is tasty, they are going to get there and they are going to get hold of it if possible. Woodchucks are the worst. We're actually fencing our garden our farm this year, and we're taking the fencing down a foot below ground so that the woodchucks can't burrow, because they'll burrow. They'll walk across if they can, but if they can't, they will burrow under. So it's very hard to keep mammals out. As far as pests, the best thing you can do for your garden is to keep a healthy balance, to keep not using pesticides, because pesticides will kill the bad bugs and it kills the good bugs. And then you lose your balance. The bad bugs seem to have a little bit stronger sense and they can get in first. So keeping your garden balanced, clean, and there are some home remedies like pepper sprays and garlic sprays that work to a certain extent. But the absolute best thing that you can put in your garden is your shadow. You be in there all the time watching, and so that way if you catch an outbreak of something, you can many times you can take care of it by just picking the bugs off or squashing them, as awful as that sounds.
Now those Japanese beetles seem like the last couple of years they're reducing in their number. Is that true, or is it just hopeful?
Well, it's hopeful, but it is true. That's part of that natural balance, because there are not many pesticides that affect Japanese beetles effectively, so people don't spray for them. Therefore, they're allowing the natural predators to take over. And so those natural predator populations are coming up because there's lots to eat, lots of beetles to eat. And that will happen in a garden. And part of that, we also need to learn to be a little bit more tolerant. If something is chewing on the leaves of your roses, it's not hurting the flowers, and maybe we should tolerate a little bit of that chewing on the leaves, because coming in with a powerful pesticide is going to cause more damage than good.
I try to avoid pesticides as much as possible. What about having your soil tested? Is that recommended or not?
If you've not had it tested before, it's definitely a good idea to do it the first time. you can send a sample off to the soil lab in Madison, and they will test it for it's probably up to about $20 now to have it tested. But they will send back, it's not bad, and the problem is this time of year, springtime, well, you can't get a sample right now, frozen soil. Spring is really busy, so fall is the best time to test it because then the lab will return usually in a week or so. Sometimes it'll take 3 weeks in the spring. But they will send back recommendations on fertilizers, on amending your soil, changing the pH if necessary, and that is very helpful. I don't think it's necessary to do that year after year, and if you're practicing good garden management techniques, there's really no reason to continue to test your soil. If it's a pH problem, if you have alkaline soil, we always have alkaline soil, and there's not much you can do. So therefore, the answer, the magic bullet, I'll tell you right now, the magic bullet for every garden, for every situation, is compost and mulch. It will solve an amazing number of problems, and it regulates the soil, and it also helps keep pests away.
So what's the proper way of composting in spring? What should we do if we want to add it to our gardens?
Usually, if you have compost that is finished, already prepared, whether you get it through the city or whether you're making your own, just add a couple of inches to the top of the garden, whether it's perennials, whether it's vegetables, trees, shrubs, just add a couple of inches to the top. That's all you need to do.
I've heard rotating crops is something that might work with, just so we can avoid having that come back again next year. What's the deal?
Rotating crops is really an important thing to do in the garden. It's important for 2 reasons. First of all, if there's something that is soil-borne, something that is in the soil that affects your plants, if you rotate it, it's not going to find the same plant. Most diseases are plant-specific, so most diseases that go over tomatoes won't touch cucumber. So that's one reason for rotating, is to stop that, kind of to just stop it in its tracks, because it can't find a host the next year. The other reason for rotating is basically with bugs are going to find your plants, but if a bug overwinters in the soil and it comes up and it's going to feed right at the base of the roots the next year, if it can't find tomatoes, whatever it is that's feeding on the tomatoes, they don't like cucumbers either. So for your diseases that are soil-borne, that will help stop that. Also for pests, insect pests, it will help. It confuses them. Let's say it confuses them. It takes them a little longer to find your tomatoes. As far as blight, that is unfortunately not soil-borne, that is wind-borne. And so there's nothing that you can do as far as rotation to stop that. Sanitation is critical, cleaning up any leaves that are blighted. But the other issue, we have blight in our area, and we will always have blight in our area. It's worse in years that have long, cool springs, which is what we had last year. Yeah, the blight was really bad last year. 3 years ago, it was worse than I have ever seen it.
I remember that.
Everything just melted. It was so bad.
It was gross.
But then the year before last, we had almost no blight. So,
So some of it I can blame the weather.
Some of it you can blame the weather, and some of the blights, the late blights, actually come up from Illinois. They don't overwinter here. They have to blow up from Illinois, so the winds bring them up. So we can blame Illinois for that.
Oh, good.
Another thing.
Double good. Let's go back in just our last couple of minutes talking about how people can access the great programming and knowledge that you have in your horticulture program at Gateway Technical College, because I know you're building a resource room.
Yes, we are. That will be kicked off at Earth Day, and this is a place that will...
April 26th?
Yes, April 26th. It's a resource for our students, but also for the public, and we will have a monitor in there in which we can pull up internet sources. We will have a microscope that is connected to a camera, so that you can bring in a bug and we can look at it under the microscope and gross everybody out. But mostly we will have information. Whatever you have a problem with, whatever you need instruction on, come to our resource center and we can get the information into your hands.
And that's including weed identification and that sort of thing?
Right, weed identification, plant identification, pest identification, methods of gardening, how to compost, how to grow tomatoes without blight. just about anything that you possibly could have a question on, we will be able to pull some information together for you in the Resource Center.
And you take your resource information on the road at Harbor Market, correct?
Right, yes. We will be at Harbor Market again this summer, and we have our resources there. We have knowledgeable students, and we have really good organic vegetables.
Oh, how nice.
It sounds very tasty. So thank you so much for joining
You're
us
welcome.
today.
I'm glad to be here, and it will get warmer, I promise.
Okay.
Don't know when, but it will.
Yeah, boy, cannot wait. Yeah, you know, at this time of year, normally you get the itchies to get out in the garden, and this year I think it's even worse. So thanks for helping us with that. I feel better already.
Quite welcome.
And we'll be back with more of Gateway Connections right after this.
We're out at the NARI Home Remodeling Show. This is February 2014 with the Gateway Technical College interior design students. They are competing against 3 other schools from the Milwaukee area for crowd favorite of a design of a 12 by 12 space. This year the theme presented by NARI was bringing the outdoors in. The interior design students spend the fall semester coming up with their concept. One concept is selected, and then the class in the spring together as a team puts together the room at this competition.
So we wanted to bring the outside in, obviously, so we used like birch was kind of our going on theme. So we have a birch wall in the background, and then a table that's made from reclaimed fencing that has a birch stand to it. And then just kind of elements of like wood and outdoors and pine cones and things like that. What we did this year is we have 2 different teams in our class, and we kind of come up with our own idea, and then we present it in front of a few teachers, and they pick their design.
The students work really hard, and a lot of times in the classroom we only get to design on paper and via the computers. This is a great opportunity for them to be able to have hands-on experience, work with vendors, work with reps, attain donations from companies, so really be working with the public and then have a hands-on experience, find out who can and cannot paint, what it takes to install flooring, and understand from the trade side of it just how much work goes into even just a small 12 by 12 room, to get away from their classroom environment, to really have that hands-on experience.
It's a great experience. I have a good time doing it. Last year I got to come and just view the other students' work, but it's another thing to actually come and paint and do all the work and all the labor for it, and it's really rewarding to come here and see all of this and have it put together.
It also is a great sense of pride for them to see their displays come to life and know that there was design that was chosen for the competition.
To come here, start off with 3 blank walls and paint it and put all of our furniture in, it's really awesome once we get everything in here to see it, and it's really exciting.
They spend 2 days in Milwaukee at the conference, putting the display up, painting the walls, putting all of the items in the space, and then they will be on hand for the entire show from Thursday through Sunday, answering questions from the crowd and just promoting the Gateway Interior Design program along with the other schools in the area. The other schools that the students compete against are Waukesha County Technical College, Mount Mary, and MATC from Milwaukee.
I do think we have a good chance, but it's just really exciting to see. Hopefully people like our design. I think we have a good running. And I don't feel any pressure, but I feel excitement to show it off.
If someone wants to come out to the show, it is a crowd favorite, so you just need to come and attend the event. There is coupons online to get discounted admission, but the event runs all weekend, and you can just come by to the display, pick up a ballot. The students win a plaque if they win. Last year the Gateway display did win. And all schools receive $1,000 for their participation in the event.
Come and vote for our design. I think it's fantastic, and I think you will too. It's bringing the outdoors in, using different elements of birch and fencing and things like that, and you should come vote for us.
And thank you for joining us today on Gateway Connections. I hope you have learned a little bit more about what Gateway offers and how our many students get involved in a variety of projects. Thank you for joining us today.